Artextric. Check out my TikTok https://www.tiktok.com/@artextric.
All right.
Screen elements.
Hello, everyone.
Artextric is now live.
I'm sorry I took some time to get on, but I had important stuff to deal with. Now, I have come to a strangeness of a epiphany. Okay? So, what's going to happen is that I kind of figured out why I was having such a hard time with my painting skills. I think I figured it out. Why I was having such a hard time understanding and providing enough appliance to my work. Now, the thing that I came to hey, hello everybody, hey guys, hey art, hey or what? I can't say that name. I'm gonna say it's Organ. What's up, Organ? Hey Aid. Hey everyone. So I'm just letting everyone know that I came to a strange epiphany where I kind of realized why I was having such a hard time understanding coloring. Okay? And I think I figured it out. It's not that I don't understand color or at least values or anything like that or midtones or any of that stuff. I think what I realized was that I was ignoring the one factor that was really important to understand, and it was called planes. Now, I have mentioned planes before, a couple, like I think a month ago, but I didn't really take it as seriously as I was saying it now till I realized what I was missing. Okay? So, what I mean by this is, planes are very important when it comes to the surface of the face, the arms, the legs, the body, anything. And I was wondering why someone like Rhino Tuna was having such a hard why I was having a hard time understanding Rhino Tuna when he was making his paintings. I will always ask why when does he know when to shift color within that second and this and that and this and that third, right? And then I was looking at his video as late at night, just watching his video, because it's in silence, but I'm just watching. And for some odd reason, it just kind of hit me. I was like, wait, I get it now. It's not about I don't know how to do color, temperature, or saturation, or all that shit. It's all about I did not understand the planes. That's why your drawings will look cartoonish, or your coloring will look cartoonish and not look right, compared to someone who's more professional. So what I mean by this is that the painting issue was the planes. I was not understanding the planes of the face. So what we're going to do, I'm going to draw the face, anime face, and then apply that from with a Arsaro's head with planes, and then use that as a translation to the anime head. And then see with just grays and blacks, just using value to see and understand it. I'm trying to color and paint from a YouTuber called Dialo Lee. I think I know who that is. Can't put a face, but I think the name kind of rings a bell. Okay, so let's jump into this. I'm trying to find a head I can draw. Like, just... let's see. Something good. Let me see. Trying to find something a little decent, not too crazy. Something that really shows off the face. Maybe like a 3/4 face. No, not that one. Especially if you want that painterly look. I think that's where the problem was coming in. I was not looking at it as I was looking at it as a 2D drawing, not as a 3D sculpture. I don't know why they keep demanding drawings. Every time they demand drawing, that's just a commission in general. So, till they're willing to pay. If they drop money in the PayPal or whatever, then I'll do it. But I'm not doing it out of spite because they asked me to. Okay. That's fine. Something normal. Nothing too crazy. Oh, my algorithm is not working today. Hold on. It's not working with me. Okay. Are you ready? Okay, let's go with this one. I'll go with this one for now. Alright, so I figured this out. This. And then like that. Okay, now as we make the face as I go, like this, right? This is usually how I just work and make the face and all that stuff, right? But as I'm going to use the ability to use planes when we get to the coloring factor, okay? And that's going to make the difference on what looks painterly and what looks flat. I think that's what caused the, like, it's several things. It's not just planes. It's understanding the planes of the face, planes of the skin. I mean, plane of the neck, the shoulder, whatever, right? And then laying the foundation of the values based on your midtones, your highlights, and your shadows, and your ambient occlusion, and all that great fun shit, and all that stuff. Love the color and the hair. Yeah, the color and the hair is nice. Let me see, like this. Okay. Well, what's up, Bri? I'm sorry I didn't say hi to you, my dude. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna just go like this. Right? I'm gonna just do it like this. Make it a little exaggerated, whatever. But the point of this is not to make an accurate neck. The point of this is to understand the planes in this situation. And just apply that for right now. Now, there's several ways I think I can go down this road, but I'm going to see if I can go down this road based on like this. Okay, this reminds me of SpongeBob drawing a circle. I got you, bro. Okay, so let me see, like this, right? And then what I want to do? What's my pronouns? I'm a he, him, whatever. I don't know you kids in those fucking pronoun shit. That shit, I'm old school. Let me see. I'm going to turn this down. Okay, like that. All right, so what's going to happen is that I figured it out. I think this will be great because once I figured out the coloring, I may be able to do my NSFW stuff much better now. And actually get back to that when I've been avoiding for the longest while because skin was not looking right. But now, since I think I have I've unlocked the understanding on why my thing was not looking as realistic as possible, why the Vidal drawing looked much better than all the other drawings, is because I was not aware that there was planes on the skin, or at least on the bottom side. And I have to look at it like a 3D artist, like a sculpture. So we're just using this as a dummy right now. I'm not trying to make this perfect or anything. The point is to understand what I think is what's right. Okay, so I make the head, right? But now I'm not going to just go and just put in the color and stuff right now. What I'm going to do is save this, put this somewhere, right? And then when I'm done saving it, what I'm going to do next is go to the Azaro head, okay? Zaro. I think this was called Zaro head. I think I'm spelling it wrong, but I'm not sure. There it is. Now we got the Zaro head right here, right? Now we're gonna these planes, and then the thing about these planes is this is what I was saying the other day about what is it? Fucking what is it called? Primary shapes. That's not art. No, it's art heads planes. Let me see. Art. Let me see, bro. I love your drawings. Thank you. I appreciate it. Have you been here before? Yeah, Leaf King's been here before. He's been here for a while. Him and Static, I think they both was part of the Patreon at one point. He's been around for a while. I think he's been here for about almost a year now. I think more than a year though. I'm not sure. I think it's about a year now. Him and Static has been like around for a while. I think him and Static has been part of the Patreon for a while, but I think one of them stopped paying because I didn't get around doing the NSFW stuff, and I said I will get around to it once I understand color, and I think we have gotten to that point now. Now let me see here. Yeah, he's been here before.
Fake you.
Fake you. Hold on. Oh no. Hold on. 1 second. I hate this camera. God, I hate this camera. Gotcha. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, so hold on. Let me get that out of the way. Yeah, I can vouch for Leaf. He's been in here before. He's good peoples. I don't know calendars, and I'm on the Patreon because I got cash, you know, on the tutoring. So hey, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. But okay. So what I've came to realize is I don't think you guys can see, but okay. What I came to realize is that the sorrow head is going to help us. So see these squares. These are these planes. These are the surfaces of the face. Now, we know that the face is like this in this 3/4 angle with the neck up. But just because it's in this angle doesn't mean these planes are gone, or they're just in a different placement. That's all that matters, right? Hey, X, I see you there. Hey, AD, I see you. Thank you for coming in from Facebook and from Kick. Thank you, I appreciate it. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm going to take. Remember, this is just a dummy, so I'm not really making like a character right now. I'm gonna just put like a random face here, like a random eye. Remember, this is just for a placeholder. This is just a placeholder situation. I just want to test out something. Let me see. Make a head, eyebrows, right? We make eyebrows here. All right. Now, what I'm gonna do. How much did the tablet cost? It says it's not available. What, in the link? Did you try to link? It should take you to Amazon. If it doesn't, please let me know. Let me see. I'm going to color this in. But remember, using black and white so we can make it simple. So I'm going to grab this gray, right? And then I'm going to color this in like that, right? Let's make it even more lighter than that, just for the shits of it. Okay. So I love how generous you are with showing how you work. Thank you. I appreciate it. I try my best. I try. I know how it felt when no one couldn't teach me, so I was on my own trying to figure it out. Now, I want your opinion on the game. Oh, Garden of Bad Band. So far from my experience when I played it, it is creepy as hell. It creeped me the hell out. But my first playthrough. But I was thinking about playing the second half and then the others later on my account. I'm not sure yet if I should or shouldn't. Anyone cares for that. But I was thinking of doing it. I'm not sure. I don't know. Okay, I read that. Okay, it is weird that I like to see people learn. No, that's not weird because whatever you learn from them, you eventually you store with yourself and you use it in time. Especially if people who love to learn tend to do better in life anyway. It just doesn't have the stock and it doesn't say the price. What? Really? Okay. I'll get to that in a second, I promise. I thank you for letting me know. I do appreciate it. Thank you, X. I do appreciate it. You're amazing. I will let you know. I will change that. I will find I think the seller, whoever had it up there on Amazon, probably ran out. I don't know. So I'll have to go check. Thank you for letting me know. I did not know that till now. Huh. Thank you. Okay. But I can't do that right now. I have to get this out of the way. So, okay, so as you can see, what we need to keep in mind is that every brush stroke is a plane. Okay? Every brush stroke is a plane. That's what this is about mainly. And I was wondering why wasn't things working. So a plane is basically a square, or at least a shape that makes up the form of the object. Okay? But these planes can be shifted based on tone and stuff, but we'll talk about that in a second. So I'm going to take a more darker color so we can see what I'm talking about. So me just rambling on. Okay. Now we're not worrying about temperature and all that stuff. We're just trying to get the understanding of what we're doing. So like the sorrow head is like this, right? We see 1, 2, about a few squares. So I'm going to put it right here, and then like this, and then it's not that I'm just coloring it in. I have to be respectful of the eye socket. Okay, pretend you're actually painting on a person. I know that sounds ridiculous to say, but just imagine you're actually like painting on a person, or like the crevices of someone's eye from here, and then you have to be respectful of the crevices here and then here. Okay, and then what that means is that there will be a shift. Now, actually, you know what? Before I even do that, I just did something stupid. We didn't establish something. There's something we need to establish is the light source. Now, let's just say the light source is coming from, like, here, okay? Say the light source is coming from... The light source is coming from here. Light, right? So, if the light's coming here, everything here will be in shadow, okay? Oh, and another thing I want to make sure is that we know where the nose is, because that is important to know. So let's just say we made a nose here. Right? Like that. Right? Let's just put a nose here, a random nose. Okay. Or even, not make it so longish. Make it pretty anime. Keep it anime. Okay. I thought you were going to say a nose. Called it. Got you, leave. No, leave alone. He's trying to be funny. Okay, he's good people. Leave him be. Okay, I don't know what we're talking about, and keep going. Okay, so what we're talking about is the shapes and planes of the subject that we're using.
Your chem stuck.
It's stuck again? Ugh. Okay, I'll deal with it in a second. But right now, I don't want to keep wasting time. Okay, so the light's coming here, right? So let's just say I want to...
Now it's okay.
Oh, now it's okay. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take my... Okay, that's dark. Okay. I don't want that dark. Just dark enough, but not that dark. Okay, so what I'm going to do is follow the sorrow head in this sense, like this, right? But it doesn't even... It's not even about only just the brush strokes. What also matters is the lighting and how far the shadows are. So if we were to establish this more, I would probably do something like this. I would traditionally just do it like this and not really think too much of it. Like this. I can probably get away with that, and that's perfectly fine. As long as I'm being respectful of the eye socket, the placements, the where everything's supposed to be. I don't know what's to try to be funny, call out on failing. Yeah, I did fail there. I'm not gonna lie though. Let me see. So put it here. Okay. Now we can put in we can go down this route, okay? We can go down a more easier route like this, okay? All right. Now, what I'm going to do is be respectful of the face, okay? This is where I think everyone starts making this mistake. Even I made this mistake till now. So I'm going to... like that. Okay, I don't know how to even color and shade in digital art. It's okay. This is why you're here, probably. Or you're just bored and you just happen to run into this. But okay, so let me put the nose here. Okay. Now things are looking not that perfect, but everything's making sense as we're going because we have to look at as if there's squares here, okay? Or at least not even squares, but shapes that really respects that of the body, okay? So I'm putting the shade in, or at least the midtone, because this is not this color here is not the midtone. This is the base color. So I'm going if anything, this is the midtone, okay? And then we'll come in with the actual shading, okay? This is what I'm thinking is what's working here. All right, and then as I'm going, we're gonna make a Rembrandt, like if those of you know what Rembrandt is, a Rembrandt painting.
Xensity. What app is that?
Okay, what app is that? It's clipstudio Paint. Okay, uh, but how? Wow, the form looks so good already. I'm not sure that's the sarcasm. The eye socket doesn't deserve acknowledgement. Okay, I've been studying your art and I like the way you break down poses. I try my best. Downloading right now. It's not free though. It costs money, but I don't know if that bothers you or anything. Let me see. How did you make the whole person gray, and what's the tool you're using to make the shadows? Okay, so I'm using something called the poly tool. This is not something I downloaded. It comes with the program that's there. Pirating right now. Then gotcha. It's built into the system of the app of Clip Studio Paint. That's what I'm saying. Um, I've lost my ability to do sketches digitally since I've watched. I mean, since I switched to a new tablet. Wait, I've lost all ability to do sketches. Well, you know it. Mm, that kind of happened to me when I had my computer. That kind of happened to me when I got my new computer. But that's normal, I think. Okay, so over here, we put in like that. Okay, because what's happening, we're creating form based on the planes onto the body. Okay, that's the point of what we need to keep in mind. Okay, so I'm going to look at it as if I'm doing, there's a 3D space happening, like we're in Blender or something. Okay, I'm not really familiar with Blender, but if you guys get what I'm trying to say here. But let me see like that. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is put in the darker places where the light is not too strong, but yet it's still there. So I'm going to, this is just an experiment I'm trying out for the very first time. So don't expect me to get this right on the first time. I'm on the first try. I'm literally had this epiphany just last night. So I'm applying this as I'm going based on what I've learned from Rhino Tuna, based on his work. Okay, so if I fail, I fail, and that's normal. I'm going to watch on Twitch back kick. Okay, it's blurry on Twitch. It's blurry? That's weird. Strange. Okay, let me see. Are you streaming somewhere? Yes, I'm streaming to Kick, Twitch, Facebook, and I think Twitter. I think I would be streaming to YouTube, but I just send the stuff from Twitch to YouTube as a video. So anyway, you're doing great. Just remember, not all the forms in your references on the exactly. Yes, yes, I know. So like here, for instance, now we can kind of come in now and try to be respectful. Oh, now I'm if expect. I don't know what's happening to Kick. Yo, that's weird. I don't know about that one. I'm so sorry about that, dude. Oh, I don't know if that's a me problem or that's a Kick problem. I'm not totally sure. Okay, so I'm going to because every brushstroke is a actual plane. Now, just to be clear, just because I'm using this, it's just a ideal guide to keep me to remind myself that there are planes here, and I have to be respectful of the subject that is at hand. And remember, these planes could be little planes making a bigger plane. So, like for instance, you see this square here? I can make several planes in this square. As long as those planes stay within the square, it's good enough. If that makes sense. I think that makes sense. But we'll see. How I'm going to approach this. So I'm seeing my best. So I'm making like this. Remember, I'm not trying to be too like. I probably should change do some color shifting, hue shifting with this, but I'm gonna see if I can do it, and see if I can like that, and then. And then you have to remember, the further away the shadow is, the darker it gets. So the closer I get to the subject, the more lighter it should go. I'm making a plane by each movement. Okay. I think I'm doing okay. Hydration, remember. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. How do you stream multiple platforms at once? Also, are you using Wacom tablet? No, I'm using XP Pen. It should be in the link in my what do you call it? The link should be in my bio, if you want to go get it or check it out. Even the pen as well. But X told me that something's wrong with the link. So if you want to go and check yourself, you can. But I think the seller did something, or something's going on with the seller. So I have to go and figure what's going on with that later after the stream.
Currently not available.
What brush are you using? I'm using a customary brush that I made myself. It says currently not. Yeah, it says currently not available. So I will have to probably switch to a different tablet that's similar to this. Because the one I have is old. The one I was giving to you guys was the more updated version of it. Because I don't even think they sell the one I have anymore. But the one that I was selling to you guys is the one that is much there. It's much more up to date. Because I think mine's like 6 years old, I think. I am actually looking to buy one. Do you have any old used ones? And so I don't want to pick. I'll get to that. Get back to you on that. Let me just stay onto the lesson, and then we'll talk about that a little bit later, because I don't want everyone just to sit here and doing this. This TikTok. Catch you later. Gotta go play some sticks on later. Okay, later, bro. Thank you, Liv. There, Liv. Thanks for stopping by. Okay. And how do you learn to make your own brushes? That's something you have to learn to do in clipstudio Paint. You have to look up a YouTube video on that. For me to explain, it'll be super confusing. I'll recommend the video later. But let's just stay on task on what we're supposed to do here, and then we'll talk about that a little later. So what I'm gonna do is 1, 2, and then this is where that, and then I think I should go with a darker color, and then just start dark first, and then just keep going from. Alright, and then like that, and then the head is going like this, right? And then what we'll do is oh shit, didn't mean to do that. Okay, like that. I have to look at it like a square, but not just a square all the time. It could be any shape. I could even do this. I can probably just get away doing this. I can just probably get away doing something like this. Because I don't have to do it like that. I could do it like this. Okay. And then okay. They really did a commercial on that. Oh my god. Can you post the brush you're using? I don't know how to do that. I gotta figure that out later. I never even thought of even selling brushes like that, but maybe I should. No, since you asked. Maybe I'll make it like $1 or something. Yeah, I might do that. Maybe we can make a pack of brushes. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Now, okay, I messed up here. I'm not supposed to even pass this. Okay. Okay. Open up now. Okay. And then what we're going to do is turn this down. And then what I'll do is I think that's how it works. Like this is how planes work. Like there are different sections of what's going on here, I think. As I'm going, I think this is how it's working. Now it's not perfect, but I'm trying to figure this out as I go. But I'm learning this just as much as you guys are. So if you guys have any suggestions or more experience with using brushes and stuff like that, please let me know if I'm doing it right, or at least explain this correctly for those of you who are more traditionally understanding of forms in this sense. Okay, like. Okay. And then let me see. Okay.
Xncity. Downloaded Clip Studio.
All right, cool. Okay. And then now she okay. Okay. And this is where things are gonna look more painterly, I guess. Remember, I'm still getting used to this. I'm not too well versed in this plain talk, but like I'm going to do my best to understand it, because I think this is the only way to actually make that painterly look make sense. Because if you understand the borders between each other, well, the mid-toning and stuff like that, then understand that how to use the planes. Because what you're doing, you're just wrapping around the values around the subject. You're wrapping around based on shape. Okay, that's what I think it's how it works. I wish I kind of figured this out a long time ago. I probably would have been a lot more well versed in doing this a lot better, and then probably my artwork would have looked a lot more pleasant to look at in that sense. Is it just like ambient light? No, 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 no. Yeah, you're on the right. Okay, good. Because like, okay, ambient light is okay. So I don't know if ambient light's the same as bounce light, but like, okay, so ambient light is basic, or I'll say bounce light. I don't know that they precise is the same. Maybe that Fishbone can explain. But ba basically, bounce light is like if you're in a room, right, and there's light, right, and you're in a red room and there's let's not say red room. Let's say you're in a blue room, right, and there's light, fluorescent light, right. You're standing in the room. It's a light blue. It's not a very dark blue, but it's like light, or at least it's a casual light blue. Okay, and you're wearing like a green shirt, right? The shirt is not going to be green just because you're in the blue room. What's going to happen is going to have bits and remnants of blue in the green because you're in a blue room. But artistic journeys are twisty and weird. I know oh god, it's anxiety inducing too. So like let's just say I'm just gonna use for example real quick. I make a copy of this so I don't have to come back to this later. So let's just say I made this into let's just say a quick green, right? Say this was green, right? Which it is, but and it was in a say blue room. Let's just say the room was relatively like blue, right? Let's just say you're in a blue room or a blue atmosphere, right? What will happen is that the blue will bounce into the green, right? And by bouncing into the green, what will happen is a little bit of remnants of blue will be in there. Okay, now it really depends on how strong the blue is, but then again, just because it's super strong doesn't mean all blue that's going to be exactly the same. They're going to lose its, because light bounces everywhere, and everywhere it bounces it takes whatever color with it. But because it takes a little color with it, it's like, think of it like a robber taking money, like in cartoons, and they're running away with a bag of money. You can see literally it's a remnants of money flying out of the bag, right? Think of it that way, right? These are little remnants of dollar bills. That's going to land onto our subject here. So I would make this closer to the green and a little bit lighter, and then I would dampen a little bit of blue, not that bright, but like at least put a little blue and be very subtle with it. Okay, let's just say there was light, see, like that. So I'll put some blue in here in that sense. Because what bounce light does, it acknowledges that they're in a room or near an object, because it could be a blue wall. He could, like, the character, this character could be outside, right, and be next to a blue wall for whatever reason. And because the light bounces into the wall, it bounces into the character, but it's not going to be exactly the same exact saturation of color or strongness of value. It's going to have some remnants in it into that. So as you guys see a little bit of it, but not too much. But it really depends on how close. So like if the character was really, 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 really close, like cheek to the wall, it's gonna be pretty blue. You're gonna see some pretty blueness, okay? But if they're just kind of relatively standing to the wall from a very decent distance to enough that they're near it, there's a reflection, it's gotta be pretty like that. Okay. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense to anyone? I hope that makes sense. And yes, distance does make a difference. Depending on how far or how close or how surrounded you are by said object, room, or whatever with a different color view, that makes a difference. So, like, say the character is standing 10 feet away from a red ball, they're not going to get any redness. But if they're sitting like a few inches from the red ball, if they're in a very lit room or outside, the light into the ball will bounce into the ball, bounce into your subject, and there's going to be a little bit remnants of red into their whatever, whether it be their jacket, their skin, whatever, it doesn't matter. Now, it won't be just everywhere. It just depends on how close and what body part they're near to. So, like, if they put it by their face for whatever reason, right, there's going to be some light from the color. I mean, the color from the object into the subject. So I hope that makes sense what bounce light is or reflectant light is. That's what that is. That's what, if anyone says reflectant light, bounce light, that's what that is. Or probably fill light, I think. Or that's something different. I think that's the same thing, but it could be wrong. Okay, anyway, so let's take this away. Okay, so back to the plane thing. So we're going to put these here, and I'm going to, and every plane is a hue shift, some form of hue shifting. Okay. Okay. Because if you look closely at some of you may not know this, but if you look closely at someone like Rhino Tuna, I'm gonna use him as an example because he's like the biggest inspiration to the painting situation here, for me. Let's just use this. Okay, so if you look closely, oops, if you look closely at this, you can see the hue shifts. It's kind of hard to see from the phone, but there's some hue shifting. You won't see the painterly stuff because it's pretty high rendered, but like there are paint, like you see how this triangle or this arrow like shadow that's right here on the neck, and then this square like mid-tone here, and then this square like or this more longish placement of light is right here. Like it's remember, it doesn't have to be square. It doesn't have to be square. Oh my god, really? I'm just out. Not I'm just out of focus. I'm just out of this world. Jesus Christ. Okay, hold on. Let me fix this real quick. I'm just in a whole different world right now. Jesus Christ, I hate this camera. It just fucks right off. I don't know why. Ah, I hate it. Okay, so I think this is how you can get that painterly look that everyone wants to understand the plane shifts. Okay. Now I need to understand how to apply this better. Oh, am I doing this wrong? Oh, wrong place. And then. I think I figured it out to an extent. I think I'm still kind of wet behind the information, but I think I'm on the right track. Do you prefer traditional or digital? I would always prefer traditional. The only reason why I went digital is because of the convenience of I don't have to buy shit. I'm just being honest. But if I think traditional is superior, and it's not something that can just be easily replicated, you know what I'm saying? And because the rise of AI, y'all gonna be have like, if I'm gonna tell you now, because of the rise of the AI thing, the only way for you guys to get your portfolios to be approved to like um certain schools, you will have to do things traditional now. You can't do digital anymore because they can't tell between what's real and what's not. So I would always say if I had to choose, if like let's just be honest, if I didn't have to choose between the financial situation of buying a bunch of like gouache paint and brushes and shit like that, I would went traditional. I would stay traditional. I know how to do this digital shit, but because digital is a lot more convenient, yes, that's why I'm more in traditional. I'm just gonna be honest with you, and I don't have to make it doesn't make such a big mess of like shit that's going on. But I'm just being honest right now. So yeah, um, I would prefer traditional if I could. It's just I'm not rich enough to be throwing money away. God, I know I prefer markers, but they are so expensive. It keeps, but yeah, that's the ultimate reason I think for most artists. I think majority of if anyone's being honest right now, I think most artists will be honest enough to say the only reason I got in digital because it's convenient, it's not messy, it's cheap. I don't have to worry about like buying 1,010 different brushes, different cups, and fucking gouache painting and markers and pens and all that shit. Yeah, like if that was free, they wouldn't mind. They would never go. If anything, like I'm not gonna lie to you, if you're a traditional artist today and you're still doing traditional art and you rather traditional art, you can flex that shit because to an extent because you must have money to be spending a lot of money on those things because it may be like a few couple of dollars, right? But after a while, that shit will start racking up really fast, especially if you keep wasting paper and you keep doing it over and over again. Oh god. It's so much easier to go back and yeah, and you make that's also the other thing. When you make a mistake, you can always say, okay, I made a mistake on this face. I don't really like the gray. I don't have to like do the whole thing over again. I can literally just go up, press red, hit that, and then literally just click the layer, and then bam, we got red back. I don't want to do that over again. So yeah, I can see the luxury in that and how that is extremely attractive to anyone who wants to do art, and that's nothing's wrong with that at all because convenience is convenience, and that always will beat out the idea of sometimes some traditional norms of things. I understand that. That's why AI is like pretty hot right now, and I get it. But then again, this AI thing is going to be a real issue, not for artists, but the legal system if because just today, I think most of you who are followers of mine just saw me post a video, like two videos of the same drawing, and I asked my audience. Thank God you guys was kind enough to at least respond to me. One of you was able to find who was the artist who made the drawing I did. And I came to realize that the drawing that I found, I genuinely thought, I'm not fucking around. I'm not trying to be stupid. I'm not playing stupid here. And maybe I'm an idiot for this. I genuinely did not think that this was AI. I thought this was literally made by someone. It looks really similar to someone I know, not know personally, but artists that I follow, and I wasn't too sure it was them because I went through their shit and I could not find this one drawing, this one character right here, right? Because I really love the drawing. I really love the atmosphere of the drawing. I love the colors. I love it's the perfect balance of saturation and dark colors, right? But the problem with this is that I thought it was Proro. Prororo. I can never say his name right. those of you who are familiar with his work, he might pop up right here. Let me see. I just saw him post something earlier. I think he was posting a sticker. Like, if you were to look at his artwork, you probably would thought it was his. I thought it was his. But the fact that I found out it wasn't, it kind of annoyed me. So I was like, okay. I tried to look up the picture on Google, could not find it. It just came back to Pinterest. I was like, what the fuck? And then I said, you know what? I'm not even gonna bust my ass though. I'm gonna just ask my audience, because at least someone's gonna put in the work to do it. I'll just, you know, just put it in the comment section or in the description. I can always just do that whenever someone finds it, right? So let me see. Pro. Ayo, hold on. Is it Pro? Oh. Pro. Where is this asshole? Okay, you know what? I'm not doing this. Okay. Oh, I forgot this is a Danny Phantom one. I actually thought this was pretty cool, this Spider-Man one of Danny Phantom. A lot of these algorithms are too convincing. It's almost, I know, it's too damn convincing, and it's annoying. This whole AI thing was not ready to be out for anyone. I'm dead serious. This was like probably the worst time for anyone to have AI. Like, what if I drew the Mona Lisa and my sister pushed me? Uh, oh yeah. Okay. I get what you're trying to ask. Okay, I get what you're trying to say. I'm literally just scared to draw traditionally because I don't have a eraser. But see, and a lot of artists will do this. So a lot of professionals will force you to use a pen, and that's what I did. When my computer wasn't working, I had to do a whole traditional like situation. I think Bry was there at the time. I don't know if that was around when he came around, or that was he was still around that time. But I was doing all the OCs. I did like 17 OCs, right? And I did them all in pen. The reason why I did that is because it will put the naysayers saying I can't draw because I'm using digital and I use pen and I use traditional means. I use an actual pen, not a digital pen, but an actual pen and literal paper, and drew in front of you guys for like hours drawing different characters and did a character design whole like event with y'all because my computer wasn't working, and then everyone was like, oh my god, this is amazing, blah blah blah. Actually, the ironic thing about me drawing in pen was that was one of my most viewed streams in a long time. I think I had about 11 we had 11.12 thousand people sitting in the stream watching me draw in pen. And I had almost more than 500,000 uh likes within that week. It was kind of insane. Kind of makes me want to go back doing traditional anyway. Yeah, I wasn't a mod. Yeah, I think he was in training mode. I think he was in training at that time. So I was actually thinking about doing a big event on that. I was actually thinking of doing a traditional art stream instead of using digital means for like one whole week or probably for 2 weeks. I was thinking of doing that, but I'm not totally sure if that's something you guys want to do. I might hype it up and make it like into a literal event or something like that, but we'll figure that out. I know like traditional art is not like whoa traditional art, but it's not something I usually do. So that's kind of new for most of my followers. And when I did it, it literally put naysayers to sleep. Like they couldn't complain because I was doing it at literal pen. I couldn't erase what I was doing. I might do that. But anyway, so let me see. The point I'm trying to get back to is that Proro, let me see. I liked one of his stuff. It's in here. I know it's in here. I know it's in here. Wait, I think I passed it. Did he get shadow ban again? Hold up. I can't find it. Okay, you know what? Is it Pyro? Did I spell his name wrong? Is P. I know it starts with a P, but I can't find this dude. There he is. Got him. It's Pararo. I keep saying it wrong. Okay, so when you look at this, like this, for instance, when you see this, the art style is not that far from this, right? I thought it was him. Like, look at this. Look at this. You would actually thought this was his at some point. It looks very similar. This is AI generated. When I figured out that the person said that there's a AI artist, which I don't know why we refer to them as artists. There's an AI artist on Twitter who makes this character, this specific character. I was like, fuck. I in my head I was like, I don't know if I should give him credit or not. It put me in a very odd position, but I made an exception and said I'll give him the credit, but I'm not happy that I did it because I was like, it technically takes from other artists who made this character into what this character looks like, right? That's where the problem comes in. I was like, fuck. I got kind of angry, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to give him the credit because if I don't give him the credit, it just kind of looks bad on the questioning in the video because I put it in the video. It's not like it can't be ignored, right? So people are going to want to see it. So I have to put it in there anyway. Because in the video, literally asks, can you please let me know if you guys can find the artist? Because I did that. Like, I did this. I said, hold on. It said, anime reference study. Favor, can y'all tell me the name of the artist who made this? I want to give credit. Thank you. Because I thought it was legit artwork. But when someone on Instagram told me, I had to go investigate because I didn't want them to say anything. It was probably them, right? Just trying to get credit for the work. It turns out it was someone else who's using AI. So I was like, fuck. I got kind of angry. What's the previous artist name? The artist name is... Let me go to Twitter. I'll type in stuff. Okay, his name is... I think it was ST Gear _cell. This is the artist, the AI user. I saw it in his bio and I read it, and it says costume modeling studio ST Gear CEO. I can't Sesuen. I think I'm not saying that right. I create commercial props and special costumes for games, anime, and media bands and stage performances. I have some external advisors. Doll clothes and figure businesses are also in development. AI tuner. I used to be a hairdresser. I like Devil Yokai Disney. I don't know what the hell. So I went through his stuff and I was like, oh shit, it is the person. So I went through this and I see this and I see this and this. I was like, ah fuck, it is this person. I kind of wish it wasn't. I wish it was just someone who was trolling me, telling me to go to some random person's page, but apparently it wasn't. This is the person. So I said to myself, I'm gonna give him credit because what's going to happen is that if I ignore the video in the question, it's gonna make me look bad. But then again, maybe he uses AI but kind of like manipulates it to look the way he wants it. So I can say he did. Maybe I'm not saying he did. I'm just saying based on my knowledge that they probably manipulated some things for the AI to look the way it does. They use AI, but they probably made some adjustments in Photoshop, whatever. I'm guessing. That's what I'm guessing here, but I'm not totally sure. But I don't know their methods. But this is why AI is a problem, because it looks good. It looks like someone made this. It doesn't look like AI made this in a sense. It looks like a character design type shit. So that's where the problem's coming in here. Because because it says, look, he says hashtag AI. You guys can't see it. Hold on. It says hashtag AI artworks. So he's not shy. I'm not saying it's not AI he's using, but this is a problem. Because if anyone were to see this, you'd be like, "Oh, someone drew this." Because this is not AI. It's not that. It's good, but it's not like it has that human touch. That's where it bothers me. So this is where I think he probably manipulates it in probably Photoshop or whatever program to an extent. My personal reaction, so cool. SD gear. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Part of me, I don't want to get annoyed, because it looks like character design stuff and it looks pretty cool, but like the fact that it's like AI art kind of bothers me. I don't know his methods. I don't know if he just writes in something and he gets the drawing, but it looks kind of consistent though. Because one thing with AI, it's not that consistent, I don't think. Based on my knowledge, I could be wrong. Yeah, he might overpaint it. That's probably what's happening, I think, because it still sticks to a particular art style. So like, but they never said there was have any experience. They're a hairdresser, clothing person type stuff. They never said there was an artist. They just use AI art. So I don't know if this is a person or a whole company per se. Well, then no, the way they say it is like a person. So I can't tell. But the faces are pretty much the same, and it feels like it's the right art. Like it looks like a consistent art style as it goes. I don't know. This is where this AI thing is a problem. This AI thing is a real issue. You can't tell anymore these days, and it's going to be an issue. Because what this does is, it's not that it. Please put something in you guys' heads now. This is not about how fast you can get artwork done. This is not what this is about. It's more of the legitimacy of the artist. It devalues artists' work, because it's like, okay, let's say the Mona Lisa, for instance. The Mona Lisa is millions of dollars because it was hard to replicate at all, right? So that makes it valuable. But if a AI can just literally copy and paste exactly what uh, for the Mona Lisa, it just kind of devaluates the whole concept of art from that point. It doesn't have that, it has that soulless, not human touch anymore. You know what I'm saying? The replication is not the problem. It's the value of the replication that comes with it. Yeah, we gotta see how they do. Yeah, this is why I'm telling you, any of you who are trying to get into the gaming industry as an artist or a concept artist or anything for animation, video games, entertainment, or anything that has to do with with your creative aspects of using your hands, you will have to do this traditionally. You will have to submit stuff traditionally through the mail. Um, and in pen. And also, you have to probably record yourself doing it too. That's not going to be good enough. That's how bad this has gotten. I was watching a professional game design teacher, and he was talking about this very thing. He said, for you guys now, because the rise of AI it's so indistinguishable from the actual work, what's going to happen is that people who was getting in through the digital aspects of things will have to do everything traditional from that point. Now that's a good thing. I'm not saying it's not technically bad, but because people don't have the funds to be like, having gouache painting and stuff like I said before, that's where that comes in. And then also, I don't know, there are probably other factors I'm not really mentioning, or I can't really think of right now, other than just the financial aspects of that. But if, to show your legitimacy, one, you have to record yourself doing it, like physically doing it with your hands. And then two, you have to record every little thing you do at this point if you're going to submit it to a game company so they know you're legit. They have to see your face, they have to see your hands, they have to see the paper, they have to see the stuff you're using, they have to see every fucking thing, because everything can be replicated through some AI generated nonsense. And that's where the problem comes in. Now, let's just be clear, this is not technically a rant against AI, because like it or hate it, it's going to stay one way or another. Now, there's regulations that can hold it down, but I don't know how far that will go legally. But then again, till the government does something about this AI thing, this is going to be the new norm now. It's going to be that you have to do everything traditional. And I know some of you don't like to hear that, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't like hearing that too, but because I have some experience with traditional, it's not that much of a hindrance to me. But those of you who don't want to use a pencil for whatever reason, I know this is a scary thing to hear. Especially of the time consuming nonsense that traditional can actually take from you, unlike digital where you can like change a layer and shit. I get that. But you have to understand, this is what happens when new technology comes in. It replaces what's there. You just have to adapt and keep up to your legitimate integrity to your situation. It just is what it is. I'm sorry, it is. Till they say no, we're not doing the AI thing, we're not accepting that at all, which they probably will never do, because companies are companies. They need to make money, and they don't care. So like, they're not gonna care about the integrity of your creativities. They just don't give a shit. Let's just call it for what it is. But to protect yourself, if I'm just gonna let everyone know right now, if you have an OC and you're posting it on the internet without any if you're thinking of if you're thinking of using your OC for a clothing line, or for a game, or for a show, or a manga, or a webtoon, copyright the shit out of your stuff, because if you don't, you are fucked. You are fucked. Okay? Now you might sit there and say, but Art, I don't have thousands of dollars for copyright. No. That's cheap. That's cheap. That shit is cheap. You can go to your local. You can go online right now to something copyright.gov and send, I think, over 40 or 50 pieces of pages scanned in and everything to the government, or mailed. I think you can do a scan, and then send it to government.com, and it's only like what? I think like $30 for like 50 pieces of paper or more. I think from 50 to 100, it's like $30 or $40. That is cheap. It's not thousands of dollars. Don't tell yourself that shit, you know. And don't do that thing where people try to mail themselves they have their stuff in the mail and try to send it to themselves. That doesn't work. As a traditional, I feel this is as a traditional artist, I feel this real. I feel this for real. Yes. So, like, if you're a traditional artist, you're more safe than the person who's doing digital. Let's just call it for what it is. Because if you're used to doing traditional, you don't have to worry about. Well, you may have to worry about someone trying to replicate your shit, but the chances of that happening is if you scan it up into the computer and put it on the internet, then yeah. But I'm just saying to you, if you want to do a clothing line, if you want to make a character or something like that, or you have a show or a webtoon or whatever, copyright your shit. Don't go by, oh, that's my OC. Copyright your shit. And if you're just like, copyright it. Do the whole character design. Do the whole, like, copyright your character designs. Like, from the turnarounds, the items, the clothing, the art style, everything. So when one day you see someone trying to draw your shit, and they're trying to infringe on your shit, you can say, hey, look, pal, buddy, ma'am, I don't know what you fucking identify as a cat. I don't give a shit. I see what you're doing, and that's my shit. It looks exactly like my shit. I can see that. Right? If you don't take that down, best believe my lawyers are on your ass. You will be getting a call tomorrow. Like, you can say that with pure impunity. You don't have to worry about not saying that. You can say that. Okay? And then if you see, like, for instance, an AI drawing, and it looks exactly like something you made, like, literally, because I've heard, there are horror stories where I hear, like, AI will take something from someone's uh like say they're labeled labeled like art, and the label will still stick onto the art, like say copyrighted or something, or the name of the person cross from the thing, and the AI will take that piece of that AI thing saying onto the new AI artwork with the label saying copyrighted across from it into the body of the skin. That is crazy. That's how at least they're honest on the fact that the thing takes, but like the fact that it just did that, I was like, fuck. That I think, you know what? You know how AI can actually exist with artists and does the shit it does? If the government pushes this idea that for every time people use AI art, every time it uses someone else's work to smash together to make whatever it's doing, that artist that it took from, those specific artists that it took from for this one artwork, should get at least a percentage for every time it's being used. Best believe artists will be happy with AI from that point. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it real quick. The AI takes from that person, and from that person, and this person. Let's just say the AI took from 5 people, and no one else right now. Those 5 people getting paid because it took from those 5 people. That makes sense. At least if they're gonna use the AI and gonna use my shit, I'm getting paid for it. Who's the character? I have no idea. This is an AI character that was made by someone. I I thought, listen, bro, I don't know if you just walked in, but I was working on this character here, right? And I thought it was from I thought it was from this artist. If you were to look at this, you would probably think it was from the same artist. Apparently, it is not. Like the way the colors are, you would probably think it was from the same artist. It looks like it could be, right? But it's not. I wouldn't be surprised if the AI took from this. Look at the art style. It looks exactly almost the same. The eyes are a little bit sharper, but like Jesus, it looks almost the same. You would think it was from this artist. I thought it was from him. But no, it's from someone else who just literally used AI, and then they're getting all these. See, most artists don't get the credit they deserve because of, yeah, they don't get it. So if you're not gonna give me credit, pay me. You know how much that will save some of these artists right now who are digital? That will be like, if right now if AI were to take and give you a percentage for every time they take from you. So like for instance, like okay, let me use an example. So like let's see how DeviantArt, or let's say DeviantArt, or we'll say what do you call it? ArtStation. You know how they try and make you sign the agreement like we use AI art. Your art might be used or X, Y, and Z. If I say yes to that, you're paying me. They should say will be compensated every time it's being used. So whenever it takes from you, you get a percentage or whatever. Maybe every 5 cents. Let's just say 2 cents, 5 cents. For every time it's being used. Not $1, because that'll be way too much and that'll be too expensive. Let's just say $5, 5 cents. For every time someone uses the AI and it takes from your shit, you get 5 cents. And it keeps track for every time it does it. So it keeps track on that day, when it did it, and how it did it. Who made this art on screen? Some AI user named STGearCell. This is an AI made drawing. Now, I'm going to say AI because that's what they claim it is, but I don't know what their methods on how they did it. Maybe they got an AI make a body and then he just overpaints it and then that's his art style. I don't know how it works. But the fact that it just under hashtag AI artworks and nothing more, this is where this conversation is coming from. That's the problem right here. Just to be clear, this is an AI artist. This is I'm not gonna say AI artist. There's no such thing as an AI artist. That doesn't make any sense. Well, I'll say I'll say I want to call him AI artist. If you're overpainting this, I'll call you a overpainting artist. Maybe that, like an AI overpainting artist. A long title, but it makes sense. If you're overpainting it, I guess that's a form of manipulation to an extent, but it's not like a That's a waddy mucky thing. Who is the other artist? Wait, yes, it's AI. Yes, everything you're seeing here is AI. Everything you're seeing here is AI. I thought it was made by a real person myself, but it's from AI. So you can't tell these days anymore. Because like you can, because the way it looks and just the way the art style looks, it looks like it's made by someone. It just feels that way, right? But it's not. It's made by AI. Oh no, Rhino Tuna's art is a lot more semi-realistic because like it looks like Pororoyo's art, if anything. Like it looks like Pororoyo's art, to be honest, but like kind of like this, but like it kind of looks like Pororo's art, but maybe color-wise, because this is a real artist's work, who drew this and everything. Because like if you look at this and then you look at this, it looks like it could be from the same artist. See that? They really be feeding AI other artists? Yeah, they would. That's why I think if the only way to fix this problem is that for every time it takes from an artist's work, you should get paid. I think that's only fair. I should get compensated every time the AI uses my shit at any moment it does. Not every time, but at the time it uses my shit for whatever artwork someone's asking for, I get paid. Every 5 cents, 10 cents, whatever, maybe 10 cents per every time it's being used. Then artists won't complain half as much. They will like the credit, yes, but they'll be like, well, I'm getting paid, so I don't give a fuck. Most of them will be like, I don't give a shit. I can make a living off just making a bunch of art, and some, I don't know, AI is gonna pay me anyway. So I mean, some company's gonna pay me through their AI shit. That makes total sense in my head. Rhino Tuna has a very more, um, Rhino Tuna has a more blockier, uh, art style. If to be honest, his is more semi-realistic and more like blocky. I don't say blocky. I don't think that's the right term, but like it's really distinct. Like the faces are more wider, as you can see. The faces are more wider. The eyes are more smaller. The head are more wide. I guess the head and the head is the same. The forehead's more wider. The men's heads are always squared all the time. The women's heads are always wide and rounded. So you know, what's the account? It's the account is called. Let me see. ST Gear Cell. So yeah, that's pretty much what that is. So that's where the problem came in, because when I made this, I was like, I'm not sure. I was kind of against the idea of even saying anything, of even giving credit, but I was like, that'll be kind of wrong on my behalf. It was just like a more realistic thing I wanted to really like understand. So I don't know. It's just like it's a weird thing. Imagine just typing words and AI, then you have to pay commission. That'd be great. A lot of people won't use AI then. Imagine that. Then you know who the real AI artist from that point. You'd be really like shit. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they did do that. Because look at the gaming industry. The NFT shit they're trying to push every 5 seconds. The DLC every 5 seconds. Uh, some games do this thing on the phone where if you play too many times, you have to pay. You know what I'm saying? I won't be too fucking surprised in the next future, in the future 5 or 10 years from this point, they'll make y'all pay for AI usage every time you use it. They won't even make you pay a damn subscription. They'll just make you pay every time. Like if you use it, well, Midjourney kind of does this. If you use like 100 usage, you have to pay extra more for the usage. So that $100, it's gonna get so normalized with this AI thing. It's gonna drop that 100 times. It's gonna drop to like 20. Watch. it's gonna get real bad on that head. Is an AI is an artist? I'm scared, y'all. Yeah, you should be. A lot of Asian game companies are starting to fire their artists and only use AI. It's scary. Oh god, that's not good. What you said made me realize a lot of people probably made commission money off AI. Yeah, they did. You'd be surprised. You're talking about the stamina thing they do. AI art isn't real art. No, it's not real art. It's really not real art. It's just it's if anything, it's art theft by default. It's the very essence of art theft if you stop and think about it. It's just that's what it is. So if you're gonna steal my work, I better get compensated. Like if someone ran up on your house and steal your shit and you hopefully have insurance, they can compensate you and fix your shit. So like for instance, if I post on like say Artstation and Artstation say, look, listen, we have AI here now, and I know a lot of people don't feel really comfortable with that because a lot of artists does things traditionally or digitally. What we're gonna do is for every time someone uses the AI, since it's gonna be using work that's on this platform, you get compensated. Is that okay? And then if you say you opt out, then you can't. I think that makes sense. If you're gonna opt out, you can't post here because that's how it's gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna opt in, you're gonna get paid, but you may lack credibility though. So there's a trade-off here. What do you guys think? Do you think that's a good idea? What I want to hear from you guys right now. Do you think it's a good idea for artists to get paid for every time the AI like if you were to sign up on a website like Artstation and Artstation said, "Look, listen, AI is pretty much here to stay. What we're going to do is that we're going to compensate you for every time the AI is being used by other people who are here on the platform. You may not get recognition, but we will pay you. For every time someone uses AI, we will pay you like 10 cents, 5 cents, or some shit like that." Do you think that's a fair choice or a fair uh, uh, situation for artists? At least they're being compensated, they can at least eat tomorrow. Yes or no? Do you think that's a bad idea? Do you think that's a good idea? You know what? Even better yet, I'll put it as a poll. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. I would love to see what you guys have to say. So I'll put a quick poll. So like for this poll, red means yeah, red is no, I don't like the idea of that. I think that's stupid. Blue is like, yeah, I like the idea. I like getting compensated for my work even though I may not get a lot of credit. I want to get paid for my shit. At least I'm making money and my parents can't say I'm a failure. You know what I'm saying? At least I can say I can eat tomorrow. I can buy that Starbucks coffee. You know what I'm saying? I think that makes more sense. That's a middle ground for everyone from that point. Yeah, as long as they use your work. So like for instance, if the artist didn't say there's 100 artists on the platform on ArtStation, and the AI to use only 50 of those artists at that day, like today, I use a AI uh program or I use the ArtStation AI program, and it uses 5 or 50 artists uh today whatever I typed in. Those 50 artists get commissioned 50 cents or 10 cents or 5 cents, the lowest. Right? Does that sound like a good idea? Yes or no? I will love your opinion on this. Do you think that's a stupid idea? It takes hours for digital art. Sometimes it takes hours, sometimes it takes a few minutes. It depends on what you're using. Now, if you're using like Midjourney, it will take like a few minutes depending on what you wrote. But if you're not super clear, you're gonna get something insane. But then again, it still uses someone else's art to make whatever the fuck you asked it for to, so they still get compensated. So, you know, it takes me days. Well, at least if it takes you days to make artwork, at least you're getting compensated for the second someone's using your shit. You know what I'm saying? I can see it being kind of hard to manage, but I think it's a good idea because like it's not fair that someone like Crystal does Goofy does goofy shit, does makes artwork, and then some no-name person types in something that she did, and then they're not getting no recognition. They're not being notified about it. And might as well, if I'm not gonna get notified or recognized, I'm getting some compensation. So tomorrow at least you can pay your rent. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying here. You don't have to give me praise. You don't have to do any of that shit. Oh, my thing was open this entire time. I'm stupid. You don't have to give me praise. You don't have to give me all that shit. Like, artist is already undervalued as it is. Might as well let me give me money. You know what I'm saying? I'll be Artstation's whore at this point. In that context. Let me just get paid for my work, please. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people devalue art as it is. So might as well get paid and, you can buy yourself some food tomorrow. That makes total sense in my head. At least. No credit needed, but at least some... Yeah, comments should be... Yes, there we go. The positive is the human-made art will skyrocket in pieces. It will skyrocket. No, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. It will skyrocket. But it's going to be really hard to value it at the same time. That's where the issue comes in, okay? Because nowadays, we can literally put Joe Biden's face on someone else's face and think it's Joe Biden. Or we can make Joe Biden say something that he didn't. There was a fucking video that was running around on TikTok of him talking about, I think, trans people or something like that, which was not real, but it was convincingly real. But it's not real because what was said. But then again, the fact that it sounded exactly like him, the video looked like him, the mouth movements looked like him. You know what I'm saying? This is where the issue comes in. Wonder if you could go after... I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure you can, Alicia. I'm pretty sure you can. But then again, I think a lot of people are scared to at the same time for some odd reason. And I'm surprised that a lot of artists are not doing this. They're not pushing a lot against the whole, listen, this is my livelihood. This is how I feed myself. This is how I feed my kids. This is how I feed my wife, my husband, whoever, my dog. And for you guys to let this robot to walk in and just take away my job, I ain't going down without a fight. Now, I understand you guys are a business. You need to make money. I get that. But if you're going to do this to me, I'm getting compensated for my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I put in years of portfolio, networking, money, time, probably even school for all I know. And then, then it's taken from you because some person coded something to make the algorithm, made an algorithmic code to replicate your art style that took you almost years to develop. No, fuck that. Let me see. Literally, like, your art style is literally your blueprint on how you make things. It's literally your DNA, and someone just replicates it and say, "Hey, I'm the better version of you." You know what I'm saying? That's a problem. Have you guys seen AI covers and AI voices? AI is scary. Yeah, AI is very scary. AI, if used wrong, could possibly destroy lives. Oh yes, there's right now. I think it was just a few days ago. I think it was last week, where a woman was duped to give money to some fake ransomers because they said they had her daughter when they had replicated her daughter's voice and made her sound like she was in trouble or in a hostage situation when it really wasn't her daughter. It was just one of the people who just replicated her voice on a voice replicator. And she went to Congress for this very thing, and now Congress is trying to figure out what they're going to do about this AI thing. Because now this is going to be an issue because Drake doesn't need to make music anymore. This is not an artist problem. This is a creativity problem. It doesn't stop where the art is. It starts where the art is. But what we're not really focusing on, because kids are kids and kids are not really looking at this as a legal situation. They're looking at it as oh, this is cool technology. Why are you getting all upset? It's like Gen Z is not looking at it like that. What the problem is that because you can replicate Drake's voice, you can make Drake say whatever the fuck he's saying. And now we can literally put his face on anyone's body or make a replication of him and make it look super convincing to the point that you can't tell if it's him or not. That's a problem. That's going to be really issue. Like, I think some of you may know this, but there was a big issue where I think some streamer made an AI video of his streamer friends doing certain acts, and I think he streamed it on Twitch. I don't remember, and he got in a lot of trouble. I think some of you may know what I'm talking about. God's plan, God's plan. Let me see. From what I've seen, AI meat writers are on the same level as crypto. Yes, they are. They're pretty much on the same level. Yes, they are literally on the same level. The NFT bros, the crypto bros, the AI shills. I'm telling you, they're all they literally are the same person, different name. I'm telling you. Now, are they bad people? No, I think they're just naive. I don't think they're bad people. I think they're naive because, technology is always very attractive, especially if it solves a problem. And that's nothing wrong with that. Solving a problem is not a problem, but the ethics of it, that's the problem, right? Like, let's just say I'm shooting the shit from this one. Let's just say the government wants to give soldiers superpowers, right? I'm just shooting the shit. Just humor me here. Let's just say, or probably there probably are for all we know. Let's just say the government's trying to make superpowered super soldiers like Captain America, right? What ethical things they have to do to make that happen? They have to experiment on virtually any person or anything just to see what works and what doesn't, in very brutal and very vicious ways just to get results, right? That's what that is. It's the ethics behind it. Does it violate the rights of others? The fact that more videos saying AI creates a modern cast for his show blows up more than the actual. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And now I'm hearing that AI can do this thing where it can replicate like dead actors. Like everyone was pissed off at the whole uh Flash thing. Like they brought like what was it? The guy who plays Superman? Fuck it, I forgot his name. The old man, I forgot his name. He was not Henry Cavill. It was fuck. No, not Henry Cavill. The other one, the one that died from the horse accident. Not horse accident. He didn't die from a horse accident. He had a horse accident. I think he died of sickness. I forgot his name. Fuck, he was the Superman. Oh my god, that's gonna be bothering me. I think you guys might know who I'm talking about. I thought it was CGI or more. No, they use AI. I think they use AI and CGI at the same time, or something like that. Someone said it was AI, and then someone said that they've been making some headlines on YouTube saying that Marvel use AI for Nick Fury's artwork. I think that's what Jay was talking about. Jill was talking about. Let's see. I mean, technically it was AI, and yeah, you're not wrong. But like now, the whole dead actor thing, I don't like that. I'm not fucking with that. I don't like the idea that we can like bring dead people back. Like I get it. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. But now from 10 years from now, I can see if or 10 or 20 years from now, I can see if like say Robert Downey Jr. passes away, they're going to be using his likeness for the next Iron Man movie just for a cameo. I'm pretty sure that may make some fans happy to see that, but that's going to bother a lot of people. For like ethic reasons. Let me see. Wait, is this pinned up? Wait, hold on. Reeve? Christopher Reeves. Yes, Christopher Reeves. Thank you, Bri. Thank you. Thank you, my dude. Came in with the save, my bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're amazing, my dude. Bro, you are the GOAT, bro. Even CGI, okay, actual people working on it more than just a computer. Yeah, yeah. I'm fine with AI art if it's just used to. Yeah, that's this is why I gave the dude, STG I won't say STG. This is why I gave STG the praise. Still, I could have just been a dickhead and be like, nah, I ain't doing that. I ain't getting no praise. I ain't doing that because it's AI. I don't know how he made it. For all I know, he probably used AI, right, to get like the body stance and stuff, and then he did all the others like painting and shit. Because this doesn't look like, in my head, I don't feel like an AI painted this the way they did. But I could be wrong. But you can't tell. That's the problem. I don't know how good it's good at replicating something and making it consistent on all aspects. I'm not too familiar with that, but like that's a problem. I don't know. It's a weird one. It's a weird one. Yeah, Star Wars been had a contract that they can use their likeness as. Yeah, they I heard that they can use Disney has a contract that they can use the likeness and faces of like dead actors and shit. Um like there was like one particular actor I think he's dead now. That was on Star Wars. I think it was one of the soldiers that work for or one of the commanding officers that worked for Vader. I think he was dead, and they used his likeness or some shit. He played Turkin. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I think that was him. So I don't know how he did this. So this is where I still gave the praise of like integrity, but I don't like that I had to. Nearly 10 years ago, Deep Zen Deep Zen AI startup headquartered in London is using the voice of the actor who passed away. Damn, clipboard was being weird. So I got you. I got you. So I don't know how I feel about this. Uh, now I wonder. I'm pretty sure that this is not gonna make a difference. But if I wonder if every artist like literally erased their shit today, like let's just say a hypothetical, like every artist literally just erased their shit. I think it's not gonna be good enough to stop the AI because I'm pretty sure the AI keeps a back catalog of shit once it uses someone else's artwork. I'm pretty sure they had that in placement just in case, as like a fail safe, just in case if that were to happen. Wow, I actually understand. Wow, the plane thing does make a difference. Wow, I actually get this shit. At first, I was just kind of not kind of talking out my ass. I was just going with a theory, but now I. Wow. See how 3D that looks? Okay, now I get it now. Your teacher figured it out, bro. Your teacher figured it out. I think I cracked the code. See how 3D. Look how close the. Bro, I think I figured it out. See here? Look how 3D it looks. It looks like the eyes are popping through. Look, watch this. Like as I'm darkening here and then lightening over here, the planes of understanding the eye socket comes through. And I've darkened here because this is supposed to be like darken in this area and keep it dark like this. As the light shines through, I'm going to light up here, make it a little lighter here. Right. I get it now. Finally! You know how long this was plaguing my punk ass about trying to figure this out? all day I was scratching my ass about like how to get that painterly 3D look like Rhino Tuna and the other professional artists. I think I cracked the code, guys. I think I did it. I feel kind of proud of myself now. That aha moment. What app you use? Clipstudio Paint. Let me go back. Let me read you guys stuff. I'm sorry about that. Wow. Okay. Bro, I am experiencing a art block. Do you got any tips on? There's no such thing as art block. I know that sounds ridiculous, but listen to what I have to say. I explained this. Bri has heard me say this and preach this 1,010 times. But there is no such thing as art block. Art block. There's no such thing as art block in this sense. Art block and writer's block are two different things. Writer's block is how can I write about this situation that is reasonable, understandable, and make enough sense for the audience to literally swallow this without thinking this is a load of shit, or it doesn't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Or how it cannot make a plot hole, right? There's a difference between an art block and a writer's block. Writer block literally you have to learn how to write or to make things make sense, but that's like common sense in anything. You learn that as a kid. But when it comes to writer's block, you're not forced to draw, right? Only for very specific situations, and that's very rare in life. But okay, so like art block only comes through when you know you can draw everything to a proficient way. Okay? That's what art block truly is. If you can draw like Kim Jong-il, rest his soul, rest in peace to him. If you can draw like Kim Jong-il, then I believe you have art block. But if you can't draw like Kim Jong-il the way he does, he can literally draw anything in any perspective at any time, at any place, anywhere, on the wall, on the paper. And he has done it thousands of times when he was alive. Right? If you can do that, then I believe you have art block. Because what can you not draw, right? But if you don't know how to draw a hand, if you don't know how to draw a penguin, if you don't know how to draw a dog, if you don't know how to draw a building, if you don't know how to draw a rock, if you don't know how to draw a tree, a mausoleum. I know what I'm saying, like, if you don't know how to draw those things, you don't have art block. What you have is a lack of understanding of items, concepts that you're not willing to learn because it doesn't interest you. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to everyone? Does that make sense? I want to see you guys. Does that make sense? I want some feedback. I want to know if that makes sense to you. I want to know, like, I'm going to give you a poll on that. Blue means yes, it makes sense. Red means no, it doesn't make sense to me. Yes, lack of inspiration. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You said it right. I can't even say your name because I know it's in kanji, so I can't read that correctly. But, like, Jesus, thank you. You just literally summed up what I said in one literal sentence. Like one word, like in 2 words, like 3 words. Lack of inspiration. That's literally what that is. Because if you can literally draw anything, then I can believe you have art block. And in such a way that it's just believable. Like if you can draw, like for instance, if you can draw like her clothes, her skin, the background, everything and anything at any moment. If I can give you any object and you say you can draw that with no problem. No, I don't do follow for follow. Sorry about that, bro. If you can do that, then I believe you. I wholeheartedly believe you may have art block, and I feel bad for you. That's hard. And if anyone can draw everything impossible, then you should literally retire as an artist at this point. You know what I'm saying? Art is a discovery of 2 things. It's discovery of oneself and discovery of what that oneself can do. If you can do everything and you are already attuned yourself to the point that you have art block, that you can draw virtually everything that it bores you, quit. Does that make sense? You should quit. Because, like, listen, people who are, like, in the NBA, NFL, NHL, whatever competition stuff, they only stop because they're getting older, most cases, or they got injured. a lot of them just don't stop because they said they're at their point. No, they're getting old. Because if everyone can stay in their 20s, they will keep going to the ends of time. Yeah, it sounds like being at max level in the game. Yeah, that's like God mode. That's what it is. Thank you, Bri. That's what that. When anyone tells me I have art block, you're full of crock and shit. Now, I'm not saying you specifically. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying anyone who says this, especially if they are not that well versed in drawing. You should never have that at all. Bullshit. Because listen, you shouldn't be. Once you're at the point where you have art block, you should be drawing things you can't draw. You shouldn't be drawing things you already know how to draw. That's where this art block is coming from. It's coming from the idea that you already draw all the cool things you think you can draw, but you're not drawing all the things that you know you can't draw. If you can draw the things you can't draw, then I believe you. I mean if you can draw the things that you can't draw with no problem, then I believe you. If you can draw something for the very first time perfectly, I believe you. Let me see. Let me see here. It says, sounds like being max level. Imagine telling other artists to quit. Sad. I know, right? I know, right? I will never tell any artist to quit because I know no artists, even professionals, don't stop. They only stop because either their hands stop working. Like the dude who made Hunter x Hunter. He can't fucking work, and he still wants to make Hunter x Hunter. And he's like what, 60, 50? I think he's married to the creator of Sailor Moon, I believe. Yeah, he made Hunter x Hunter and Yu Yu Hakusho. I think he's married to the lady who made Sailor Moon and I think Inuyasha. I think. Is it Inuyasha? No, I don't think it's Inuyasha. I think it was just Sailor Moon. And he said he's in immense pain when he does his artwork, doing art for Hunter x Hunter, whether it's for the manga or for the anime. And he said he still wants to still make. And he said he's still not done with Hunter x Hunter. He still wants to still tell stories about Hunter x Hunter. He's just in pain. I've heard that he's trying to look for a successor to do his artwork, which is better. Maybe he might use AI, but I really doubt that. That might happen, but I really doubt that. Bro, I have been waiting here for hours for you to start finishing your drawing. No, we're not finishing a drawing. We're not doing a drawing. We're doing a study. I'm not making a new artwork today. What I figured out today is how to use planes in a way that it seems that you can understand. That's how you get that painterly look. That's the point of today's experimental lesson. I'm not trying to draw any girl today. I'm trying to understand why wasn't I not getting the painterly look I wanted. Now I understand why. Because I was not evaluating the idea of planes. All I thought is, okay, I got my shadow, I got my light, and I got my ambient occlusion, and everything should make sense. No. Or my blending. The only missing puzzle to this was I have the shadows down, I have the ambient occlusion down, I have the the bounce light, the ambient light thing down. But I was like, why am I still not getting that painterly look I want? That realistic look like Rhino 2 and the rest. It's because I was lacking planes. The concept of planes. That is the literal bridge between... There's two bridges. It's the midtones, the blending of the midtones, and the planes. If you get those two things, you can make anything look like a painterly masterpiece. If you get that, then you must understand your values. But other than that, you can get this. I just had this epiphany just last night, and this is where art is great, because it makes you dig down and look for what you're looking for. And it took me a while to look for it, but I found it. And the way I found it was through a YouTube video, but it was not a YouTube video instructing me. It's me using my instincts or my logical instincts based on my experience from other artists who are much more experienced than I am. And because I figured that out by learning from other artists who are a lot more skilled than I am, I was able to learn from them and then apply what they did by just observing. You can actually learn a lot from pros if you just watch. Why do you think in My Hero Academia they have the pro for those of you who watch My Hero Academia, why do you think they have the whole pro thing when they say they have a shadow? You shadow pros. You watch what they do. See what makes them pros and what makes you the sidekick, as the metaphor in here. What makes them the pro and what makes you the sidekick? What do they do differently? What would they do and what would you do? What would you do different from them and what they do different from you and what makes them like it's the same as what makes you a billionaire and what makes me a millionaire? What makes me a thousandaire and what makes you a millionaire? What makes me just a few thousand years and then what makes you a millionaire? You know what I'm saying? And then what makes you a hundred? And you know what I'm saying? If you look at people who are better than you, you will succeed. But if you sit there and try to be in the same peer group as everyone else and then not try to learn anything and try not to look for avenues that challenges you, you're not going to get nowhere. You're going to be stuck and be wondering why. That's what happens. You can go outside, scroll through social media, Pinterest, yes, etc. There's a thousands. You can go literally on Instagram. Instagram. You can go to Pinterest. I use these all the time. This is Rhino Tuda's work. I was watching him do one of the artworks on this. Oh wait, I think it's over here. No, that's not him. Fuck. It was let me see. Rhino Tuna. I was just watching his shit. It's somewhere in here. Here it is. As I watch him, and I had the epiphany because I was analyzing and watching every brushstroke he made, and it made sense to me on why he was doing what he was doing now, because the planes are representing the surface level of or the surface of the fabric, the skin, or what case may be. So like for instance, see how this jacket, you see how the jacket here. I know those of you on TikTok or I mean on Twitch and those won't be able to see this because it's too much work to do that. But you might learn by what I'm saying. But like if you can look closely at this, as I'm looking at the light here, as the light shifts, as the shadow shifts away from the light, it makes a new plane this way, and then this is a new plane this way. Every time there's a shift, like a gradual shift, there is a square plane that is happening. That's why you have to think like a 3D artist who are using Blender, then think of a 2D artist who's just putting paper on color on paper. If you need inspiration, okay, Brandon really does. This is wild to listen. I need this. Okay, I think you could go a little darker with the values though. Yes, I think I can. No shit now. Now I don't feel intimidated to do this anymore now because it's all about understanding the planes. So like if I like okay, so let me use a darker color, like a really dark color. Let's just say I put the darkness here, right? As I'm going this way, it's going to be really dark. Let's just say I put the darkness. This is a surface level. Now think of it in a 3D sense, right? As I'm going towards the light, because we're going away from the light, it's going to get darker. So this is going to be darker. But as I'm going towards the light, it's going to get grayer. Okay? It's like a puzzle piece. Think of it like a puzzle piece, right? And now we're going higher. I'm going to shift. This is where I start shifting colors again and get lighter because we're closer to the light. We're not in light, we're just closer to the light. So because we're closer to the light, the shifting of the colors, or this is a little too dark, but the shifting of the colors will have that 3D effect that you want, right? Now, we didn't blend anything. I'm not blending anything yet, but I'm going to keep going like this, and I'm going to keep changing colors as I go to a new plane that I feel needs to be a new plane, but be respectful of the face and understand like this. Now, how you can tell by using certain shapes. So like, for instance, I'll even highlight them. Like I made a shape like this, right? And then here's a shape here. That's a section, that's another border. This is another border. And this is another border. You know what I'm saying? That's how planes work. And then as I'm going across the face, I have to make sure to be respectful. I'm going to just do it like this. Be respectful of the face. Now, it doesn't have to be in giant chunks like this. It could be in smaller chunks. But it has to be going around the surface area of your subject without it coming off as flat. Okay? Alright? So,
BL00DL0RD. Follow for follow.
no, I don't do follow for flow of blood. I'm sorry. Okay, so um, so let's let me redo that. Okay, so let me put this like this. Okay. Now I'm being really exaggerating with this plane thing right now as I'm doing it, but it's supposed to help bring some type of curvature. Or see, what we're doing is wrapping pieces of a puzzle. And it shouldn't look like this. It should be a lot more broken. It shouldn't look like a pattern. It should just have like pieces like this, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this down, and what I'm going to do is take this color, and I'm going to apply this like this, like, oh shit, wrong place, sorry, like this. Okay, make a bigger brush. Okay, and that. Oh shit. Clean up my vomit. What the hell? Okay, it is there. I was wondering why I was not doing. Now you see that, right? See how like it's getting 3D from this point? Now I'm going to do this again. Okay, that's not really good idea to put that dark there. Okay. So now we're going to take the light. Okay, and then now I'm lifting this face up by using the shadows to lift it up to give it volume. That's what I'm doing. Okay, now let's put some shade here. Now it's looking a lot more close knit together because we have understanding of planes. And it doesn't have to be square. It could be triangle. It doesn't matter. It's just you have to make enough of a visual impact to understand based on your shapes and your placements of where shadow goes and ends. Okay. I hope this makes sense to everyone. Okay. Like that. Okay. Now, if I were to... No, I'm not gonna do that. So, like, let's go over the breast, right, real quick here. Now, as you can see, I'm going to... Oop. Now, light is over here because the light's coming this way, so it's good. I'm going to... What I came to learn what art is a lack of information, and you just need the right concept to get you going. Because once you have the right concept, or at least understanding, the thing that was plaguing you from before won't be that big of a deal anymore. It's like kind of standing up to a bully, you know? And you start realizing they're just as scared as you are of them. It's just they know how to mask it better than you, or they have a bunch of friends that tell them a lot of stupid shit to mess with you, or whatever the case may be. Let me see, like this. Let's see. It's a lack of information and not enough understanding. That's really what that is. Because now I don't fear doing this now. I don't fear. Now I just need to apply it better. That's all I need to do. Put it into practice, then everything will be... I think at this point now, my art's going to look better now. Now, this looks ridiculous on how it looks. I get it. But, like, the point was values we're using. I'm using values to do this. Okay? Now, all I need to do... If anything, let's try something here. Let's use a... Let's just start literally from scratch, right? I'm going to, but this time we're going to use like a real, I'll even draw out the character a little bit. So you have a more merge in that sense. Okay, so let's just say, oh, I'm using the wrong pen, fuck. Okay, let's say like that, right? Just get a little merge. Okay. Man, you guys got quiet. What the hell? Did I glitch? I hope I didn't glitch. Yeah, they got quiet. Like the fuck? I was like, what the hell? It was talking about a storm, and then they just got quiet. Like, man, they was quiet completely for like a whole straight 15 minutes. I was like, the fuck? Is this something I said? Okay. So as I'm going. Okay. Okay. So knows. Let's see here. I think I scared someone. I think I scared everyone with something. I don't know what the fuck I said. They got so quiet. I was like, what the hell happened? I was talking up a storm and then everyone just got quiet. Was my words just that insane? Let me see there. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now, let me see. I'm going to put our nose like this. Right. Okay. 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 Let me see here. Okay. I feel like I just kind of leveled up. I'm not kidding. I feel like I literally leveled up and found out a new ability. Ever since I came to that realization and it actually makes sense now, I feel like I literally like leveled up in like a long ass time. Like you're like grinding a video game and you're like at the highest level and you don't think you can get any more higher than this. Like you can. The game said you can, but you like it's gonna take forever for you to get to like level like I don't know 70 when you're at like level 65 or some shit. And then you go up to level 66 like oh shit I went up. Oh god I'm gonna shit. That took forever. I really like your tab. Does it have to be connected to the computer? Yes, sadly. I'm sorry. It has to at least connect to some computer. It could be a laptop. It doesn't. But it has to be connected to the computer in some form, shape, or fashion. Remember it's a monitor, so like it has to connect to something that's giving it power for it to it's a computer monitor technically. Mm, no. Okay, let me go. Okay, the eyes are off, but we'll fix that. This is why. Oh, that's why they overpaint it. Oh my god, another epiphany. Thank God. I just now it just hit me. Abstract art is infinite. Yes, it is. Oh, okay. I think some Wacom's are the same way. This is XP Pen, so I know that Wacom probably has one. I know for a fact. I think there's a few that actually plays independent without the computer. Um, but I think it needs to be plugged to the it has to be plugged to the wall and something else. I forgot, but yeah, you're not wrong. There are actually some that from Wacom. I don't know about XP Pen, but this is the one I have. I didn't set out to go buy this thing. I got I got this through I bought this through a friend a long time ago. Okay. Okay, like that. Now I'm going to hold on, and then I'm going to I'm gonna do a YouTube video on this plane thing. I might not even stream. I'm not streaming next week. I'm gonna be making some YouTube videos. I think that's all I'll do tomorrow. Next week, I'm not gonna. This is gonna be my. I'm gonna take a day off, a week or two off, or three. No, well, a couple of weeks off from streaming, and just make a bunch of new YouTube videos on discoveries that I've made the last couple of months. I think this is valuable information that I found. Okay, bro, I got a Wacom tablet. It's just a pad, but I would like to draw on the actual screen and stuff. Oh, you have, wait, oh wait, it's not a pad with a screen. No, it's a regular pad. Okay. Did you get for conveniency, for like cheap conveniency? I'm pretty sure. Okay, like that. You might get 2 or 3 weeks off over there, Bri. Okay, the eyes a little too hard. Got some sense I didn't put on the same layer. Okay. 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 Like that. Okay. I got it for $60. Okay. I gotta do the hand-eye coordination, looking at the screen and drawing. Hey, more power to you. That's something I can do, but I choose not to do because I'm lazy. But more power to you. Oops. More power to you, my friend. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Now, I want to try something. I tend to do. I don't know why I do better in this situation. I think I do better in this situation, but I'm not sure. But let's the let's make the let's make the character kind of red just for the sake of it. You know what? The breast here doesn't make sense. Okay. Now let's put it this way. We're gonna just use monochrome colors in this sense. Now we can go a few ways on this. Okay. Okay, let me see. Do you have any tips for growing your account? Number one, be consistent. That's probably the number one thing. Number two, know your audience. So don't draw lamps when they're into anime. Number three, try out trends. Uh, now trends could be like draw in your own styles, contests. Um, uh, if you're doing reels and or TikToks, try to use like sounds. That helps. Like talking about your art, like people who already made talking about your art, like, oh, give a like to this artist because they did X, Y, and Z or some shit like that. Or use sounds from TikTok or from TikTok mainly, and then use those sounds to make funny videos. If you're an animator or a Drawmation artist like I am, Or if you don't want to do that, you can just make speed arts and just post it with a song like I do all the time. Let me see, like this, and just put a popular music on it that fits pretty well with the theme or whatever case may be. You don't have to post every freaking day. That's a misconception. You don't have to post every day. If you can post every day, well, more power to you. You're going to get seen faster. But if you want a consistent where you don't lose your mind, post three times a week. That's it. So when I say 3 times, I mean technically 9 times. So make 9 pieces of content and post 3 times, say on Monday, 3 times on Tuesday, and 3 times on Wednesday, and then for the rest of from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, make more content for the following week if you can, and so forth. And then post at a consistent time, like every 12 o'clock or whatever time you have. Don't post randomly because it's gonna fuck with you. Post at a consistent time. The best way to do this is look at your analytics. So if you don't have any analytics, say you just started and you have no analytics, this is why you can just start posting randomly because the algorithm will tell you eventually will give you you'll eventually start getting a, a a data analyst telling you when do people come and look at your shit. Now you gotta ask me when you're gonna stream or when should you when should you post. You should post an hour to 45 minutes. I'll say these are the three: either an hour before, or 45 minutes before, or 15 minutes before. 30 minutes before. So say for instance your peak time is at 12, so you should post around at least 1 o'clock, 1:15, 1:30, 1:45. One of those 3 times. That's it. You don't. You're not supposed to actually post at the very time you're at peak, because that's when everything starts going downhill. Um. What's the next? Just be aware of what your audience likes. So like if you draw anime girls, then and that's your thing, and you're really good at it, do that. If you don't, and you like drawing like animation, do that. But animation is pretty broad, and anime is pretty broad too. So like be very specific. So like say like I like to draw anime girls in bunny outfits. That's your thing. Then just draw all anime girls, whether they're fan arts or not, OCs or not, in bunny outfits. You know what I'm saying that's very specific. So the more specific you can get, the easier you can get that audience. When you just say I draw anime, that could be really broad. Like what kind of anime you draw? Horror anime, romance anime, shonen anime, yaoi anime. Like reverse harem shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is. So you have to be really specific when you're doing the artwork. Oh, and another thing, plan out your artwork. Don't just say I'm gonna draw something and do that. Plan it out. If you plan it out, it's gonna be much easier. Um, yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and I would recommend not to stream every time you get. I don't think it's a good idea to stream every time unless that's your bread and butter. Like if you like watching, having people watch you, and you like talking to people while you doing artwork. If you're not teaching, that's one thing. Oh, and another one thing. I think the number one thing, other than all those things, um, to growing your channel is being informative or educational. So like education and informativity is probably the best way to grow, because there's 1,010 of you who wants to know how to draw or wants to know how to do brushes or know how to create a brush. Like it could be pretty broad. Like you can say I will teach you how to draw anime girls in bikini outfits. That's it. That's all I do. Then people will come for you for that. But that's pretty like basic. So I would say how to draw a head, how to draw a neck, how to draw an arm, how to draw a leg, how to draw a hair, how to draw this, how to draw that. Like, people will come back for you because you have educational videos that they can use to apply to their work. I don't think it's good enough now to just make an artwork and post it and then that's enough. I think that's long gone. Ever since Instagram changed the algorithm on that since 2017, and I had to learn that the hard way. So the best way to grow is to make educational content. That's why I do the streams, but I think I'm going to veer away from doing streaming educational content and focus on just making informative, pre-planned, pre-made use of educational work so you guys can, it's like YouTube, I'm saying, pretty much YouTube and TikTok. Any place that has education, I can just record it and post it. That's it. Because that has more value than you guys just looking at this. Are you working to be a full-time artist, or are you a full-time? I'm a little bit of both. I'm a little part-time. No, to be honest, I would do full-time because it's something different from what I originally do. I do graphic design and I'm learning how to code and stuff, but like, I don't. I get paid for doing my commissions and stuff, but it's not my main income. My main is graphic design and stuff. So, and I also help my family at the store, so with their restaurant. So, I like the hair. Thank you. I like the little pokey thing. That's the agajo. I think it's agajo. I don't know what's called. The little pokey thing. Aheyo, or it starts with A. The little pokey thing on the top of our head. It's cute. But yeah, but to be honest, the best way to um the best way to like get better, or at least grow, is to make informative content. That's literally the number one way. Like, that's literally probably like the number one way. Like, I don't even think making funny like if you can make some edgy shit, like edgy entertainment stuff, then that will help you, like, probably a lot. But that's gonna bring a particular audience that you may not want. So, like, probably a toxic fan base or a very creepy one, depending on what it is. So, like, I would do NSFW, but not as much. Only for those who pay, because I'm not doing that like openly for free now. So I would just, well, mm, I would literally just focus on making educational content, if that makes sense. Ohage, yes, there you go. Is it Ohage? Ohage? Okay. Okay. I don't think I'm saying it right. But yeah, if that answers your question. Like, in terms of art videos not absolutely flopping. There's no such thing as a video that can actually flop. You're just probably targeting the wrong audience. So what that means is that um it depends on what you're trying to do. Really. Like, if you're trying to attract, like, okay, let's just say, for instance, I want to fuck with the Demon Slayer fan base. What you can do is like make a bunch of memes making fun of the show. Now, I'm not saying to go do that. I'm not advocating for that at all. I like Demon Slayer. Let's just say that. I do. But that's really specific. Like, I want to fuck with the Demon Slayer fan base. So I'll just make a bunch of like hate videos in that sense. Does that make sense? Or at least a lot of meme videos that is probably very mean spirited, just to get a rise out of them. You will build an audience of people who either hate it or people who hate you. So, like, you don't want that. So that's why you have to be careful on what you want to do. I suggest something more positive, like how to do better, or at least how to do more better art. Or at least, if you're gonna talk about, like, say, Demon Slayer in a way that people are not gonna like, at least be logical on why you're saying it. So even if they try to argue with you, you have a logical response. You're not just, you know, out shitting on them. You know what I'm saying? On their show. You know, like the power scaling thing. There's a dude I follow who does power scaling. I'm not really for the power scaling thing, but I like how he does it. So that's like, I'm not a big power scaler shit about, oh, can you beat Goku though type shit. I'm not, or whatever. I just like how he explains things because it's kind of funny. That's it. Like, I don't care for the shows if one character can beat another character from another fictitious show. It doesn't really fucking matter. But what matters is that on how it's presented, not what's said. Those are two things that are usually in tandem with each other. It's how it's presented and what's being presented. Like, I can talk bad about Demon Slayer if I say it calmly and very nicely. With respect, I guess. But if I say, oh, fuck your show, blah, 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 I'm gonna eat my ass, Demon Slayer's ass, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get a very visceral response real fast. Like, it is what it is. How many Rengokus does it donut memes can we make? See, that's funny. That's funny. Like, anyone can make that. Like, it's like the Full Metal Alchemist thing with the dog and the girl. You can make a joke. It's fucked up, but like, it's a joke. Like, you get the joke. Well, then again, if the joke falls flat and doesn't make any sense, or like it's just really mean spirited, then it probably might flop. But it might actually be funny. So yeah. Now people get it very heated of when you speak calmly. It's just, yeah, I kind of know that too. I'm not gonna lie, that is a thing. Like, if you speak calmly, negatively about something, they get more agitated because they want you to be like, oh, you're just saying that because you don't like the show type stuff. But when you say it extremely calm, it kind of throws them off and it kind of irritates them more because they want a stereotype. That's the point. We humans want a stereotype. We want a villain. You know what I'm saying? We want a villain to look like a villain, act like a villain. So when the villain's acting all out of the norm or that realm, it causes confusion, and then it causes more hate, I guess. It's like if we were to take like someone like J.K. Rowling, right? And she's talking calmly about the whole like trans thing, and they're getting more angry. That'll anger them more than she just screaming, because now they're getting a rise. Because what the point is, if she gets angry, starts screaming at them, even though they may not win the argument, most likely they won't, but like, even though they may not win the argument, the fact that she's screaming with them, she's at a level that they are, right? And even if it's not enough, it's enough for them to say, I got a rise out of you. People, it's little wins like that keeps people like insanely going. It's strange, but it's a humanistic thing to like, if I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna go down with, at least I lay a scratch on your face than not leave us no scratch. That's more frustrating, right? It's like poking the bear who didn't get to like claw you a little bit, than poking the bear and didn't do nothing. Right? Yeah, Bri, you could be the most peaceful person on earth and you still get hate. Yeah, you can. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You'd be surprised. There are some very kind people. Like, look what happened to Johnny Depp, right? His friends turned on him. Some stayed by his side, and then when it was proven that he didn't do nothing wrong, technically, uh, everyone's now kissing his ass. Like, I remember, like, fucking Disney was asking him to do the role of Jack Sparrow, and he turned them the fuck down because y'all abandoned me within a split second of accusation I didn't even do. And then same thing with Warner Brothers too. He said fuck them too, because he's like, you guys replaced me without with lack of evidence. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what that is. So it doesn't matter how calm you are or how angry you are. The fact, or even if you're right or no wrong, as long as you can get someone to the level of stress that you are at, even a modicum of it, just like a tea drop of stress, they won in their heads. It's a sickening, wicked, humanistic uh like, what's the word? It's not aspect. It's not factor. It's the weirdest X factor in humans. Like, we have the most vicious, sickest wanting to be right. And I think it takes a very mature individual to say, you know what? I didn't look at it that way. And even though I disagree with you, that's all right. We can still chill. I just don't agree, but I can get where you're coming from. And just move the fuck on. A lot of you Gen Zers can't do that. Just move the fuck on. That's it. Like, that's why, this is exactly why J.K. Rowling got how much money she did. Because y'all want to leave the bitch alone, and then it made her fucking more money. Ironically. So, like, it is what it is. You can do it. Okay, at least if you can do that, then don't worry about it. So, like, this is the thing. If I'm saying something and it bothers you, you're probably the person that I'm talking to. If it doesn't bother you, like, you're right. Right? It just is what it is. And then we have Twitter filled with all the Twitter, I think. And do you know, this is the thing I don't understand. This is where this ESG thing needs to be boycotted up the ass. I'm surprised that no YouTuber, no politician, no famous person who don't like this whole like woke nonsense don't go after the ESG thing. That is the weirdest part. Like, look, we bullied the hell out of like the Sonic movie. And there was no wokeness in that. It was just a rat that looks like Sonic, right? And then look what they did to Flash. Look what they did to Marvel. Look what they did with all these movies that was like great 10 years ago. Now they're just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like nasty, like disgusting. But we're not going after the thing that's causing this problem, is the ESG thing. If we go after that, they can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm surprised that no one has ever thought of doing that. Like, let's boycott the fuck out of the ESG like system. You know what I'm saying? Still don't get why people burn. Yeah, that, and they pay for. Yes, yes, that is the most dumbest. Like, I'm paying. Like, Jesus, like, bro, come on, bro. Okay, you burned my book. Did you finish it though? Because if you finished it, then it's pointless now. It's like, you burning it don't mean nothing. You paid for it. I got the money. I don't give a shit what you do with that book. You can use it to wipe your ass. I don't care. That's the most dumbest thing. Like, I'm destroying my stuff because it hurts her. No, it does not. It makes her more money. Actually, the fact that you made the YouTube video, it'll actually, like, okay, this is how it works. If you make a TikTok, YouTube, whatever case may be, and you record yourself destroying a piece of property because of some billionaire did something that you don't like on the internet, what's going to happen is like, that person got irritated because of that person. This is a great opportunity to fuck with that person because I have nothing better to do. I'm gonna go buy a bunch of Harry Potter books and put a video on it just to mess with that person. I know that J.K. Rowling's not gonna give a shit, but that person does, so I'm gonna go mess with them. That's exactly why like Hogwarts Legacy took off. It would make sense if you sold it. Yes, that would have made more sense. Like, just refund it. That will actually take the money away. But no one thinks. And I have no problem with J.K. Rowling at all. I have no issues with her issues at all. I don't think she's a problem at all. I think she's making sense. But then again, it is what it is. It is what it is, though. What do I know? I'm just a lonely little chibi character. Anyway, the point is that, you know, we need to learn how to say no and just move the hell on. Those devs did not have to advertise that game at all. No, they didn't. I think I saw more people talking about how terrible the game is, which is not, than actually, you know, the advertisement. I think I saw more hatred of people talking how terrible the the game is, just out of vitriol hatred towards the woman, than the advertisement itself, and that helped it more than the advertisement. They I'm not gonna lie, I'll be kind of pissed as the person who had to pay for the advertisement. I would have been a little bit annoyed as J.K. Rowling had to pay for that advertisement if she did, or like the game company at least. I will be a little bit annoyed on that behalf, to be honest, because like, oh man, I spent all that money, and the thing that hates me more, or the thing that's caused me so much stress, is the thing that's giving my game so much love. Damn, this is a weird trade-off. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what that is. That's the weird part. Seem to bore me. Don't let me love really know me. Okay. I was there. Okay. Go before me. Damn, some stuff. Okay. We visit once and twice a month. All around the children can bore me. I was 16 years old when I come around with children who bore me. Okay, sorry, I got so quiet. I got so locked in this. All right. Nah, it wasn't. Okay, let me see. I said, no, that's the way. Okay. Now, people how very heated of one thing. I mean, if you post something bashing a series, at least you get attention. Maybe not good. Yeah, if you're gonna, okay. So if you post something, like, okay, this is what always look. You can post whatever you want, but you're not exempt from consequence. Like I can say, oh, you know, I can post anything about, let's just say, Dragon Ball, and I can say outright, oh, the show sucks, the character sucks, character design sucks, a character turnaround sucks, all of them suck. I can say it right now. But if you're saying it by yourself, you're exempt from anything you say. No one gives a shit because no one hears it. But once you say it in a public manner, there is someone who has passionate towards that thing, and it's gonna be kind of odd for them not to say anything if they're passionate towards what they believe, because it's no different. Like saying Dragon Ball is no talking bad about Dragon Ball is no different than if you're talking about someone's religion. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're passionate and you believe in whatever that thing is to you, therefore. Not saying that it makes it logical, because just because you think therefore you are is not true, but just because you think that doesn't make you a duck. If I think I'm a duck, doesn't make me a duck. I may be acting like a duck, doesn't make me a duck. Like I can say right now, year he. That doesn't make me a king from 1700s. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the qualities of that of a 1970s king. I mean 1700s king. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Or my age, for instance. I can't act like a 60-year-old. I mean, I can't be 60 years old and think that I'm 60. I have to be 60 to be 60. Like, genuinely 60. You can act old, that's fine. But to call you like an old man when you're actually 28, that makes no stupid sense. That makes no sense. But that's the world we live in. But then again, like I said, you can say whatever you want. It's just it's going to have some type of consequence. Now, that consequence doesn't mean technically a threat or anything bad. It's just meaning that you will get a reaction. I think we use the word consequence wrong in this context, because when you say consequence, they actually talking about, oh, you're going to get hurt. Because we always associate that word consequence with something bad. That can actually be good. Consequence just means a reactionary thing to whatever you're doing. Action, reaction, a cause and effect. So that's what that is. It's not what you say, it's how you say. Yeah. Or no, sometimes it's even what you said. Like because like even if you say things calmly, you can still get fucked with. I still don't get why people burn with fantasy. Okay, those devs didn't. Okay, I remember that. Okay, not a lot of Dragon Ball inspired art styles. It's very refreshing when I come across. Oh man, bro, I am so far from the Dragon Ball art style. I listen when I did the drawing of Videl. I was proud of myself because I didn't want to do the. I don't like. I'm not saying I don't like the Dragon Ball art style. I think it's just overdone. And I'm not talking about Kiri Toriyama because that's his art style. Everyone just, I don't know, bothers to imitate it for. I think it's to understand shapes because his is very geometrical, and I get it to an extent. But when, like, I just don't like the Dragon Ball thing because it's just too imitative. It's just begging to be imitated like all the time. Like no. Like when I did the drawing of Adele in my own way. Were you around at that time, Bry? I don't know if he was, but like um when I did the drawing of Adele, I went with the Dragon Ball. I said, "Fuck this." It was looking really weird as I was going, and I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do it my own way." And it looks like this. Honestly, most people wouldn't know that was Videl if I didn't say it was Videl. Yeah, first one I saw. Okay, there you go. You was there at that time. Okay, that was the first. Okay, that was your first time. Okay, so now I can always landmark it. The time that Bry came in was when I did Videl, and when I did Videl. Anyway, so the point is that when I drew, like, see how I was drawing it, and I was getting frustrated, so I erased the face and I just went my own way. Yeah, she's very recognizable because like most people wouldn't recognize her if unless I didn't give her the pigtails. If I literally took away the pigtails, you would have thought it was a whole different character. Like literally. Based on art style and how it looked. body rocks the pigtails like she does. Yes, I said that too. I don't like what they did to her in Super and in the Majin Buu saga. That shit was ass. What they did to her was they literally was so obsessed with Gohan that he's ended up dating himself in the Cell games. Dude, she got the same haircut as her boyfriend when he was like 12. I was like, what the hell? That shit pissed me off when I think about it now. As a kid, I didn't mind it because I was like, eh. But when I was an adult, I was like, that was stupid. Why would you? She was rocking them pigtails. It at least made her distinguishable from the other females. I was like, that was at least a lot more original compared to the other females. Now she just looks like a fucking NPC in Super. Same thing as her husband. He looks like an NPC too with all that getup. I don't understand he's trying to be a scholar and shit, but damn. Yeah, I don't know why they made her cut it. That shit was ass. Her hair, right? Like they didn't even give her like a side ponytail. Wouldn't that make more sense? Like the side hair ponytail. I know a lot of anime moms get that when they die, but like I'm just saying, it's Videl. So if you took that away, that would have been at least better than she having no pigtails. At least it would show that she grew up and she looks like a mom. You know what I'm saying? It would have made so much more sense. But they gave her the most basic NPC head. Like literally, if I didn't see that episode with uh with Lord Beerus coming in and stuff and fighting everyone and stuff, I would have thought she was a background character. They didn't acknowledge her as Videl. Let's just call for what it is. That shit ass, yo. Even her hair in GT was fluffy. Yeah. Yeah, it was iffy. Yeah. She looked like a whole different character in GT and the other one. And one just looks older and just looks, I guess, almost non-distinguishable from their original look from GT. Now, just in Super, they just look like NPCs. Some of them do. I guess they were trying to make her look more like a tomboy, which is weird. Like that was the weird part. They made her look more like a tomboy later on when she got more softer when she got with Gohan. When she was Gohan, she was extremely like hard edged. And then after that, it was like, nah, we're gonna just tomboy her again with her tomboy daughter already. Like that doesn't make any sense. If anything, if she's always like flying around with her husband at the time as being, say, a woman, you know, that should have softened her up, not made her more hard. That doesn't make no sense. This shit makes no sense to me. Yeah, it's here. At this point, I'm just sculpting now. It's not even drawing anymore. I'm just kind of like sculpting. I mean, painting. I'm just sculpting it at this point. Okay. Okay. Let me see what you say. Yep. First one I saw. Okay, recognizable. Okay, let me see. I guess that they were trying to make her look more like a tomboy. Some comments in the okay, where's this filter? Okay, quit. Yeah. Man, I tell you. All right, so today was pretty much a good. I think I wouldn't say a big lesson, but it was a lesson in understanding planes. And I'm kind of glad that I made this video today. It's not like a good enough video to say, oh, this is how you do it, but I'll have to construct a YouTube video on this very subject. Okay. 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 Now I'm getting it now. This will actually make coloring clothing easier. Holy shit, this will make coloring clothing a lot easier since I understand the planes um, of what I'm trying to do. Okay, why do humans need hands again? I do stuff to do stuff. I'm gonna go into a time machine. I'm gonna mess up the evolution phase. We're gonna have feet for hands, and soon I'm done. That sounds even worse than not having hands. All right, let me see. I'm actually gonna stop because since I understand how planes work, well, I have a better concept of how planes work. I'm pretty sure I'm kind of wet behind some things, but I think I get it now. I understand it now. What was Rhino Tuna really doing the entire time? It took me almost months to figure it out, but I figured it out. I kind of feel really proud of myself for not giving up on that. Because I was going to give up. I was really going to give up on that. But let's see. Now it looks like a giant mess. I understand that, but like if you stop and think about it, I did this for experiment just to see if it worked. So since I know that works, I guess tomorrow I'll do an artwork and see how I can apply those concepts. Tomorrow. So I'm gonna call this a night for now. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I know it wasn't like it was a more talking than me doing stuff, but since I figured it out, will apply this tomorrow and do like an artwork and see how that goes, and then really like put in the effort. But before we do that, I'm gonna do something that Ronald Tuna was also presented to me to do, from his course. So I'm going to apply that tomorrow and see how that ends out, um, and see how what we can learn from it, or at least what I can learn from it, so I can apply it to a YouTube video. Um, and all that great stuff. So we're going to have info. All right, have a great night, everyone. Thank you, Bri, for coming in. I do appreciate your help, my dude. Thank you so much, Titan, and everyone else with your um commentary and your feedback and all that stuff on the subject we was talking about art and AI and stuff. Um, I appreciate every last one of you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll be doing our artwork and see how that goes. We'll be doing a Rhino Tuna type artwork, so we'll see. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. See you guys. All right. I like to say later, uh, YouTube. This will be on YouTube, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know if the music ever got caught in this. It might get copyrighted and also be muted. I'm not sure. We'll see. But with that said, later, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.